Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Testing Gimmicky Guitar Gadgets series. This is the series where I test gimmicky guitar gadgets. I've got a wealth of wacky stuff for you today, but before we get into it, I want to quickly let you know that my course on the rudiments of music theory and how they apply to guitar is on sale now for Black Friday. In the course, I started the basics of music theory and work up to more advanced stuff, all of which lay the foundation for how I approach music. It's professionally animated, it's interactive, and it's 50% off from now until midnight on Friday. This is the cheapest it's been since release. Head over to www.samuraiguitartheory.com and don't forget to use promo code Black Friday. I'll link to that stuff in the description as well. Anyways, on to the gadgets. To start things off today, we have the PASSERELLE KAKI King Bridge. If you don't know KAKI King, she's one of the pioneers of that percussive, smacky, open-tune acoustic guitar style. She's an excellent musician, and I definitely recommend checking her out. Her signature bridge here transforms an acoustic or electric guitar into a koto-like instrument. You slide it under the strings like so, which lifts them up so that they're no longer frettable. The effect here is twofold. You can now get resonance from your strings on both sides of the bridge. On top of that, you can now pluck a string with one finger and bend it with the other. Combine these two things and you get a rather interesting sound. Cue the mood lighting, let's give this thing a whirl. In the example you just heard, I tuned my guitar to an open C sus7 chord, but you can tune to whatever open tuning you like. I also put the bridge on the 12th fret, which gives me the same tuning on both sides, but you can move the bridge around, which will change the tunings on both sides of it, which opens up a world of possibilities. I've only spent a bit of time with this, but I gotta say, I'm a big fan. If I were to compile a greatest hits list from all the gimmicky guitar gadgets I've tried out, which admittedly isn't that many, this thing would be on it. It inspires creativity in a way that few other gadgets do. It's simple, it's easy, it's well built, and best of all, it's fun. If you're looking for any more information on this gadget or anything else I mentioned today, I'll put up links in the description. Moving on, we have a product called the CHORD Buddy, which is designed to make the process of playing open chords that much friendlier. If you remember back, I tested a similar product called the Easy Fret in the first installment in this series. And if you recall, I wasn't a big fan. I'm morally opposed to this thing and wish it was never made. So let it be known I do have some negative bias, but I'll try to give this thing a fair shake. The device is pretty simple. It clamps onto your guitar neck, and then by pressing one of these buttons, it engages a mechanism that gives you a G, D, E minor, or C, which, let's be honest, are the only chords you really need. I've got her all rigged up and raring to go. Here's a demo. So first of all, it doesn't really do what it sets out to do all that well. No matter how much I adjust this thing, there's always one or two muted strings ringing out in my chord. It also feels cheap. If I spent any serious time with this thing, I don't see it lasting that long. Now, I realize I'm not the intended market for this thing, but who is? Children maybe? At least that's what it shows you on the packaging, but let me tell you that it takes a fair bit of effort to depress these buttons to get any half-decent sound. I seriously doubt some puny little weakling like her would have any luck with this. And even if she was the world's strongest child, what kind of lesson are we teaching her? Shortcuts don't work in music. The only time I could see this offering any real value is if you have some sort of ailment preventing you from proper fretting. Otherwise, my review is don't buy it for yourself, don't buy it for your kids, don't buy it as a gift. Amazon link in the description. Next up is the PIRANHA guitar bow. Over the years, there have been a number of inventions designed to emulate the sound of a violin using your guitar. The PIRANHA bow is exactly that. It's a bent piece of metal with foam and horsehair over top. You rosin it up, brush it against your strings, and the idea is you will now sound like a violin virtuoso. Definitely gimmicky, definitely a gadget, and definitely designed for guitar. Here's another example. it's safe to say the next Paganini, I am not. And though I could probably use some more practice with this thing, I don't really see it sounding drastically better. The guitar just isn't meant to be bowed, and the Piranha isn't long enough to get a good resonance, which means you can't get any real volume from it. However, it is fun to mess around with, and it's probably as good as it could be at what it's trying to do. But if you really want a violin sound, just play a violin, you dingus. Our next gadget is the JOCESTYLE Plastic Guitar Finger Stretcher Acoustic Expansion Sleeve Guitar Finger Exerciser Finger Force Span. Rather wordy, but that's how it's listed on Amazon. Now, playing guitar definitely requires some finger dexterity that may be unnatural to some. The JOCESTYLE Finger Plastic Sleeve Guitar Expansion Acoustic Span helps you by stretching out your fingers for you. You set these rings where you want to, stick your fingers in, and wait. Over the last week, I've been conducting a highly scientific experiment to see if this thing works. A week ago, I stretched out my fingers as far as they could go and traced them with a Sharpie. I've since been wearing this thing regularly to see if it'll stretch my hand out. Here's a look at how I used it. Well, I'm stretching out my fingers so I can be a better guitar slinger. Will it work? We will see on Gimmicky Guitar Gadgets Round 3. After a week of wearing it, I'm now going to compare my hand to my original tracing to see if my finger span is larger. It is not. The JOCESTYLE Acoustic Expansion Sleeve Expansion Force Stringer Stretcher Span receives a failing grade. Moving on, we have the LIVID Guitar Wing, a MIDI controller that conveniently attaches to your guitar. This thing sends a digital signal to some sort of MIDI-controlled device to trigger or alter a pre-existing sound. I have it set up to work with the app that it comes with. It takes my guitar signal, and by pressing these buttons, it affects my guitar sound. These buttons are for pitch shifting, this touchpad's a wah, I can trigger samples down here, I can turn on distortion, reverb, and a bunch of other things. Let's give it a whirl. To be honest, the app itself is fairly limiting. What you heard is about the best that I could come up with. The nice thing about MIDI though is you can set it up to control anything. For example, these buttons can trigger piano sounds. When I first got the Guitar Wing, I was really excited to set this up to trigger drum sounds. That way I could tap out a beat while playing guitar. Which brings me to my biggest issue. The touchpads aren't nearly sensitive enough to have any real fun with. When I googled this issue, I found a forum where many people reported the same problem. Somebody from the company chimed in saying that an update was coming. That was in 2014, and as far as I can tell, no update ever came. Here's what it sounds like if I try to keep a beat on this. It's just not responsive enough to be usable, which is too bad because it feels like it's well built, it's wireless, which is handy, and overall, it's a pretty cool idea. Oh well, away she goes. And last for my gimmicky guitar gadgets today, I have the GREATBIGSTUFF oversized, customized guitar pick. When I ordered this thing, I thought it would be about the size of my palm and I'd be able to use it for some strange picking techniques. Nope. It's the size of my head, rendering it completely unpractical. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try to use it. Upon review, it's not great for playing guitar, but it does say my name on it, and that's pretty cool. I'm going to hang this up somewhere as a reminder that I should always read product descriptions before buying stuff online. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, testing gimmicky guitar gadgets, round 3. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for any more information on any of the products we looked at today, I'll put up links in the description. And remember, until this Friday at midnight, my course is on sale, 50% off. This course is designed for the person who wants to look deeper into music and understand why certain sounds work together while others don't. You can find more information over at www.samuraiguitartheory.com, and don't forget to use the promo code Black Friday for the sale price. Thank you all for watching. If you need more gimmicky guitar gadgets in your life, hit that link up there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned. If you like this video, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Until next time, I'm Samurai Guitarist. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon.